So, the video title is All Drake Ships Suck. And by the end of this video, I'd like to hopefully get you to hate Drake ships as much as I hate them. But not for the purpose of just hating them, for the purpose of getting developers to increase the quality of them. Because I think they're currently the ships where the developers put the least effort into, while marketing them very strongly when they're selling them, okay? And I think I got some pretty hard evidence to convince you. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so with the rear area of the Corsair, now you might say it looks nice, okay? And see, the first thing here that's wrong, notice here the lighting and the material texturing, okay? Notice everything appears to be shaded the same way. Like there's no separation between metal, painted metal, aluminum, cloth, or other materials. Like everything is almost shaded the same way. Okay, see that? Then you get the lighting over here. It's already ombre in most cases in the ship. And it's the same thing for most Drake ships. Let's go to the next room. Now, let's look at the door for a moment. Yeah. Do you see the polygons here? Or low poly the doors. And notice how the textures look. Okay, so let's go to the next door. Notice everything is ombre, yellow lit, a lot of fog. And notice the color choice here, black and yellow. Okay, there's a problem with the quality of the assets and the quality of the design. By design, I mean the choices of colors, lighting, and the whole design of the ship, of the interior. That's the interior, that's the mess hall. Now, it's supposed to be a place in the ship that you feel safe and welcomed in. Where you sit around with your buddies, maybe eat some food, you plan your next mission. And does it look like an inviting place to you? Now, some players might make the argument that this is an utilitarian ship and it's not supposed to be pretty in the inside. Well, I would disagree, and very soon in the video I'll show you some evidence on what it should be. Okay, notice the lighting, everything is ombre. Everything has that yellow ombre lighting to it. And I think that's because the developers subconsciously let their emotions about the brand of Drake creep into the design. And I think it ruins it. It's similar to the Reclaimer, but the Reclaimer has a saving grace because the Reclaimer is built to a much higher quality standard on the interior, like the geometry and all of that. Just look at the colors here: green, dark greens, black, and yellow everywhere. Now, some players might say it's utilitarian. It's supposed to be cramped and narrow and slightly uncomfortable. Okay, that's a good argument. I think not all ships should be like super comfortable, like, for example, like some of the Crusader ships, okay? But the utilitarianism is not the problem in the ship. It's the raw quality of the entire thing. Okay, now you're at the cockpit. Okay, now I'd like you to keep in mind when I switch to the next scene of the video. Look at the seat. The quality of the seat, the textures, the geometry of all of it. Okay, the material definitions, the entire room, the lighting, the color of the lighting, and the way the light from the outside comes in, and the dashboard. Now, the dashboard looks actually quite nice on this ship. Better than most other ships. However, it still has the same issues with quality and detail. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. And now, as I promised at the beginning of the video, I'm going to switch over to something else to hopefully convince you to see how bad Drake ships are in the game currently, okay? Okay, so I just switched over to a different game. Perhaps you recognize it. This is Callisto Protocol. It came out last year. You can see I got a frame counter on, it's 124 FPS. As you can see, it looks a lot nicer than Star Citizen currently looks. And it runs on Unreal 4 engine, I think. And this is the first scene in the game where you can walk around like this. And this is in your own spaceship. Okay, now imagine if the Corsair or the Caterpillar would look like that. Because they could look like that right now if they wanted to. You wouldn't need an engine upgrade, you wouldn't need server meshing, you wouldn't need anything. You would just need more quality in the ship. Also, this entire game costs about retail price $60 or euros. Means you get to enjoy all the textures, all the animation, all the quality of this game for 60 euros. And how much does the Corsair cost? I think 376 euros. Okay, let's take a look at the cockpit here. Notice here this beautiful cockpit dashboard. And the cool thing is, that cockpit you probably never see it later in the game again, because the story of this game in the beginning starts where you crash on Callisto, which is the moon of Jupiter, and you have to escape some high-tech, some prison. So you put all this effort into just this scene for you to look nice, and you probably spend a minute or so in it. But wouldn't you think that in a Caterpillar, a ship that you spend all day walking in, back and out, that they should have quality like that? Yeah, let's explore a bit more. Remember when I asked you to pay attention to the material definition, to the lighting colors, and the overall design of the place. You can notice here you get, not everything is umber and yellow. Notice you get beautiful white light, some slightly warmer light from the top, some umber lighting in the cockpit, okay. Notice the material definition of the character's jacket. You see that leather, the fur, the hair. And let's look at that seat over here. Now compare that to the quality of the seat in the Corsair. Do you see the difference here? You see even the screws on the metal, center of the screen here, they have a different color and material definition than the plate behind it. Then you have the leather of the seat. You see the pipe looks like actual polished aluminum. See the lighting from the bottom? See, that's the quality you could get right now in the Caterpillar or in the Corsair if CIG would only put the effort into it, because they have the money, they have the manpower, but for some reason they give you the worst quality. And that's sort of a problem with Drake ships. They market them as this sexy pirate thing that's like they put a lot of marketing effort behind it, but the actual development effort is some of the worst in the entire game. Look at the beauty of this scene. Look at the beautiful lighting on the scene. See that lamp over here, the weight. Notice the difference here in material definition. You see that? And you don't need some new lighting technology. You don't need DLSS or ray tracing for that. Because I think that's completely stock standard Unreal 4 engine lighting, and a competent lighting artist doing that. And notice about the argument about utilitarianism. Notice how utilitarian the chip gets, but how beautiful it still looks. Look at this area over there. My guess is, when I entered the scene the first time, my eyes got immediately drawn to that light area. Notice how beautifully lit it is. Even though the ship is utilitarian, it's dirty, it's cramped, but notice it feels like a beautiful safe space, protecting you from the outside of space. Now compare that to the mess hall in the Corsair. Notice there's no yellow and black one lighting. It doesn't look like a Batman cave, because I think that's a problem with a lot of Corsair ships, or Drake ships, or anything in Star Citizen right now, is that the developers, they treat it like some Batman thing, because I think a lot of developers are influenced by Marvel movies too much. But then again, I think Batman is DC, is it? I can't tell those two apart anyway. So, if you look at Batman, he wears a bat costume, okay? And he drives a car that looks like a bat. Then he drives home to his cave that's full literally with bats. And even the things he throws at his enemies look like bats, like the boomerang thingies. And I think the developers use that mythology in Star Citizen too much. That's why you got in the Corsair, for example, you got everything is like evil and pirate, and even the lighting in the Corsair is turning yellow to underscore the evilness of the pirate that's using it. This is what a Drake ship should look like. See, utilitarian, beautiful white light, a hint of reddish light. But look at the mechanism of the door. Let's go a bit further so the video doesn't get too long. But yeah, I highly recommend. This game didn't get many good reviews because apparently it had performance issues at release. And if you play it on hardest difficulty, it has some crazy difficult boss fights. So even if you're used to Dead Space, that game is really hard, okay? But it's just for the sci-fi experience, just exploring the beauty of the scenes. I highly recommend playing this game. You probably get it also much cheaper now because it's a year older. Again here, notice here that scene. Beautiful white light. The light isn't brown or yellow because I'm a pirate or something. It's just pure white because white light is a great color for having for light. See how it actually sets the mood by just replicating realism. You have some umber lighting, you have the white light so you can see better, and some blue light. I think that's from the outside coming in. Just look at this beauty, the entire room. Now imagine a space station, or imagine the Caterpillar looking exactly like that. Going through the caterpillar with this amount of beauty. Check out this reading area. See the white light over here? See the different material definitions. You got this plasticky cushion thingy, then you have the other leather cushion. See in the center of the screen you have this looks like some painted plastic, I think. Then you have the floors, some exposed metal or aluminum. Notice even the screws have different colors and material definitions. Now in the Corsair, everything is the same material shader. Okay, so that was the point of the video. I just wanted to show you what is possible and how much the Star Citizen developers are currently holding back. So here's my advice, if you agree with me. Don't buy any Drake ships. And if you like, go to the forums and show them other games like that are released the last 2 years, like sci-fi games, and tell them you want something like that. And then perhaps they get the hint. If the certain ships are not bought anymore, and players supply them with a particular wishes for how they should look, then they probably will take the hint and perhaps increase the quality. Because we all would benefit from it. Because the point of this video is not to make you hate parts of Star Citizen for the sake of hating them. The purpose is here to get the quality level of things increased that I know of can be much better right now if they only wanted to. And I think people who pay $300, $400, $500 for a ship, they deserve quality like that. And I'm not talking about myself, I'm only like $50 or $60 into the game. But all you guys out there who bought Corsairs, who bought Reclaimers, who bought Carracks, you gotta ask for more. Because I think developers can do much better than that. And I hope this video illustrated that.